Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing okay today. I'm going to discuss a little bit of information today, which could really help you out with avoiding comparing yourself to what you potentially completed maybe a year ago, a couple of years ago. It could be like 10 years ago. You're sort of focusing on what you were able to do or how you looked a certain period of time ago. And that's affecting your motivation now. It's making you feel down. You're not feeling positive about things. And it's just affecting your motivation to keep going on working on the non-negotiable tasks. And I'm going to give you some tips to help you out with this as well, and give you some understanding to just keep you positive, and just knowing the reason to why this is happening, of why you're not able to complete these tasks now to assist on your goal. Or you may be like looking at yourself and thinking, my body has changed now and it doesn't look anything like what it did do a number of years ago, and I'm not too sure why this has happened, and you're feeling quite confused with this. And it could be a number of things which is affecting you, but I know that there's probably some things which isn't necessarily related too much to nutrition as such. It's just the fact that we're not able to complete the tasks around our nutrition and our exercise, which is affecting our goals. So it's something linked to nutrition and exercise more than it's actually something that you are not able to actually work on and do. It's just being able to sort of resolve a few issues around your lifestyle, which is mainly the main cause of you not being able to complete these tasks. Because most of the time people are happy to exercise, they're happy to, up their steps, they're happy to eat health foods. But usually the fact of the matter is it's down to the lifestyle that you lead now, which is affecting you completing them tasks. So it's not necessarily saying that you can't complete these things. It's important to make sure that you understand the other things around your busy lifestyle now, which is affecting your goal a little bit more. And this got brought up with a client last week. It got brought up in a post on Instagram, and I just think it's related to a lot of people. So I thought I'd explain a little bit of information to help you guys out, and just reassure you that you are working at your goal at the moment. You just may need to change a few things around to make things more practical and convenient for the busy lifestyle that you lead right now. And I'm going to relate this a little bit now, because last year there was a number of factors which could have potentially helped your goals. Like last year was like we were in lockdown. COVID was all over the place, and we weren't able to socialize. We weren't able to do the things that we wanted to do last year. And that potentially had a positive impact on your goal, because you probably had more time to accomplish the goal that you wanted to do. I just think of it now, like the fact that you were busy on the go all the time, and all of a sudden the world stood still. You had plenty of time on your hands, and you're like, you know what, I can do these tasks now quite comfortably. I'm able to cook health foods now because I've got a little bit more time on my hands, or I'm able to get out for a walk now because I'm not able to, I don't have to drive to work in the mornings, or I don't have to take the kids to school, or whatever it is. Them number of factors, them things, them priorities that you had maybe a year ago was affecting your goal, because you've not necessarily got the time. And I think it's being able to figure out how to resolve that and try to make sure that you fit these things in right now, to make sure that you move forward to your goal. So how can you make things as practical and convenient as possible to help you solve them situations that you are in right now at this moment in time as well? And because you might be thinking to yourself now, why I was able to complete them a year ago, and why am I not being able to complete them now? And that's probably one of the main reasons why. And I think I would say that was probably for around about 80 to 90% of people. Most people, even though they probably weren't in the right mindset. I know probably a lot of people were like able to still get on with the goal a little bit more. That it was giving them some time to adjust to a few things and work at another goal. And one of them goals could have been a fitness goal. I honestly find that it could have like switched around. A lot of people think like, you know, they look back at like lockdowns and stuff like that. You know, they were in a worse place. They may have actually been in a better place. You know, a year ago as well. So that's definitely something to consider and think about as well. And I'm also going to go back to like years ago as well. Like, you know, a lot of people focus on maybe how they looked years ago, like say 10 years ago. Like, you know, you had different body type to what you have now. You were maybe completing exercise sessions a lot more comfortably. You were hitting more targets, you were doing all the things, you were just in a better place, you had plenty of energy levels, whatever it is. Years ago, this was happening for you, and there was probably a few reasons why, and it's not necessarily related too much to the lockdown areas that I've just brought up, but it could be the fact that you didn't have children then. You know, how much time does children take up of your day if you've got kids? I haven't got kids, but I know that this, you know, with clients that I work with on a regular basis, that they've got children and they've not got the time to be completing all of these things, maybe, you know, cooking loads of meals and stuff like that. They've just not got the time to do this. So it's being able to figure out why this is happening, how to resolve these situations as well. So one thing I would look at doing is just think of them things first, because once you start to focus on, okay, well, you know what, like years ago, I didn't have kids, or years ago, I didn't have all of these priorities with like, you know, the job commitments that I've got now. I've got a really high pressure job now. I've got all of these tasks to be working on. Like years ago, I was in college. I had plenty of time on my hands. I was moving a little bit more. And that's another thing as well, which I never really thought about as well, is like a lot of people blame like, you know, the weight loss sometimes to like the metabolism slowing down and all these things. I don't necessarily think it is mainly that. I think it could be just the environment that you're in now as well, the situation, the priorities that you have. Even though your diet wasn't necessarily maybe the amazing like years ago, you're probably moving a lot more like neat, like requires a lot of energy sometimes. The fact that you're doing plenty of steps throughout the day and stuff like that, you're probably not like noticed it too much, but that does play a goal on your results. And you may not have noticed that as well. So that's just something to think about as well. So think about them things. They can play a big role on your goal, and understanding these can just help you move forward. That person maybe years ago, if you put them in that situation now, they may have not been able to, you know, even get the goal that you wanted. They may not have been able to complete any of the tasks that you've been able to do right now. So being able to sort of understand that you potentially you are working quite hard on your goal at the moment. You're working on non-negotiable tasks still. You may not be completing them all, because that's the thing as well. It's trying to make sure that we avoid perfection all the time. You know, we're not always going to be able to complete every single task that we want to do, but the fact that we've completed some tasks, and you're still having to, you know, help your children out, and, you know, take them to school, or, you know, do all of these things, all these jobs that requires you to be a father or the mother, is going to affect your goal a little bit more, but you're still able to complete them tasks. And that person maybe 10 years ago wouldn't be able to do that. So it's trying not to give yourself a hard time with things. And if things haven't necessarily been completed, it's trying to resolve why that hasn't been completed. And that should definitely be able to help you out with your goal and help you move forwards with things as well. So it is about keeping a positive mindset, guys, because sometimes if you have that negative mindset, I can't complete things, and I haven't been able to complete all the tasks that I've wanted to do, you know, I'm just going to give up now, is probably the wrong thing to be thinking about. It's about being able to think about why this has happened, and understand that you've probably got a lot of priorities going on at the moment. You've got work commitments, you've got family commitments, you've got social life as well. You know, And so I think if you look back at COVID anyway, I think that is one big thing with the situation that people are in as well, is their social life was affected. I know that I worked quite hard on my goal within the lockdown periods, especially like, when was it now? Sort of like going into Christmas time, like January time, like, you know, when we had that like lockdown period, the start of the year and stuff, I found that quite comfortable for me to be doing things like steps, getting my exercises in, working on my nutrition, all of these things. I found that really easy to do, because the reason why I did, because I didn't have all of the things going on with regards to a social life. Now I do, and I know I found that a lot harder, more challenging when we came out of the lockdown periods, and you know, everything started to open up a little bit more. You know, you got your friends asking you to go out for drinks, and you want to go away on holiday, and all of these things, and they're going to affect your goals. Them things are 100% going to affect your goal, and the fact that the matter is, if you're able to just maintain what you've done with them, is definitely going to help you out with your goal as well. The fact that you're able to manage that whilst you had a social life is fair play. That will definitely help you out with your goal. So that's just something to definitely consider and understand, and have that positive mindset, and having a plan of action, which I'm going to say give you the, you know, something to work on right now as a tip. Because if you don't have a plan of action, especially if you've got children, you've got lots of work commitments on at the moment, you've got a social life, especially with things like obviously with the lockdowns ease now, and we've come out of it, and we're able to socialize a little bit more the past few months. Everyone's wanting to do everything. Everyone's wanting to go away on holiday. Everyone's wanting to go you know, and socialize and go to bars and maybe go to restaurants and just see the friends a little bit more as well. So, you know, then things are going to affect your goal as well. So it's making sure that you have a plan of action for them as well. And that can definitely help you out, and find out the reasons of how to either maintain the goal that you've progressed on, or just get started with things as well. So I honestly find that just thinking about time basis of fitting these things in. So it could be like your exercise and your steps. And I've done this with clients quite a lot. And I've said to them, like, you know, what have you got on within your day? What task have you got to be working on today? You know, children, work commitments, anything like this. What is the easiest possible time for you to complete your steps, get your steps in, go for a walk, get your exercise sessions in? What day is more convenient for you? Like, you might have a certain day where it's just like crazy busy. Don't try and fit it all in one day. Give yourself a little bit of time to have these in. And it could be the fact that you have to do two consecutive days. I know sometimes we may need that little bit of recovery, but I honestly find it doesn't matter. As long as we can fit it in, complete that week, then that's all that matters as well. You're moving forward with your goal, and you don't feel like you failed too much as well. If that's the case as well, if you've had that plan of action, that can definitely help you out. And this can be changed week by week as well. If you're on like a rota or something, and you're a shift worker, all of these things you may need to change around a little bit more. So have a plan of action. When can I fit these exercise sessions in? When can I fit my steps in? What time is the easiest possible time for me to get out? Do I need to sort of maybe get up a little bit earlier in the morning so I can complete these things? That's another thing as well. You know, there's always some form of time that you've got to be considering to help you out with your goal. It's just trying to figure out and find that time as well, and maybe take that back a little bit more as well. Maybe spend a little bit of time, too much time, maybe watching a program at home, or doing things which don't necessarily assist with your goal. You know, how many times do you use your phone throughout the day, and all of these things which take up a lot of your time, which you could probably move away and concentrate on something which is going to be more productive and help you get the goal that you want, is important to think about. And I go on to foods as well, because I think nutrition is going to be the big thing, which is going to help a lot of people out. And I actually find as well, a lot of people will probably really enjoy eating health foods and stuff, and, you know, maybe a low calorie product, or consuming these certain types of foods. But the fact of the matter is, the main reason why people maybe consume the type of food which isn't in line with their goal, because I don't want to say necessarily like the wrong food, because there's no really like wrong food for you to eat, because you can eat, you know, highly palatable processed foods and still lose weight. But there'll probably be certain types of food which are going to help promote you to get the result that you want. So, you know, foods which promote feelings of fullness, reduce cravings down, foods which are like less palatable, and they're not like foods which you're going to overeat on. And like, you know, like when you have that one biscuit and like, you eat it, and then like 5 minutes later, you want another one and another one. It's like you're constantly going at them. Well, they're not the type of foods that you want to be consuming, because they're not in line with your goal. They're not keeping you fuller for longer. And there's just so many different things that we need to be considering here. So it's trying to figure out and find them foods that you can have where you can just grab it and consume it straight away. Think about these things, guys. Plan ahead. Make things as practical and as convenient as possible. So think about your day, what things are going on with your day, what cravings you have. Could you get foods which are easy at reach for you to just grab straight away? Are they going to promote feelings of fullness? Are they going to be less palatable? Because these things matter. These things are going to definitely help you out with your goal and help you move forwards. Getting your steps in, thinking of a time when you can fit your steps in. Think of exercises when you can fit them in. What's the most convenient day for you to fit these exercises in? Once you start to do these things and you get into a little bit more of a routine with things, and it relates to the busy lifestyle that you lead, you go further with your goal and it helps you out. So I hope that makes sense, guys. If you have any questions with regards to focusing on your past self, of where you were and you're like, you know, I was getting amazing goals now I'm not now, and I'm not too sure why, let me know. DM me, and I'm happy to to bring some information to your attention and hopefully resolve this issue for you. If you found this podcast or YouTube video helpful, please let me know. Share it in your stories. This is always really helpful when people share things that is helpful to their goal, but also can promote more support to other people as well within the fitness industry as well. So I'll leave it there for today, guys. If you've got any questions at all, please let me know, and I will speak to you very soon.